All right, guys, welcome back to GTG. We're going to continue on our journey to understand um, some of the stressors that have led to people ending their own stories. Um, First off, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a medical advisor. So, for medical advice or financial advice, please talk to professionals. Um, but here today, I have an old friend who does, I think, therapy in his own little way. So we have here Mr. Marcus Kova.
What's up, everyone? Happy to be here.
So first off, how are you doing? Not the I'm good, I'm fine, like legit, dude. How are you doing?
You know, you know, um, like for the most part, I'm good. I feel like every day's like something new. So it's like, and it's so up and down, like just with the journey that I'm on, between like finding the balance of like work, um, home, and things like that. But for the most part, like I'm good. Um, you know what I found? I found that like the little things in your day that make you like, oh yes, you know what I mean? Those little things add up to like, I had a good day today. It's like drinking this. Like I've never had this before. It's fucking bomb. You know what I mean? And being here with you and like I haven't seen you in a while. You look good, man.
Thank you.
Looking like Rampage. Nah, I'm playing.
So,
But yeah.
so tell us about yourself. What are you doing?
Um,
What is your therapy that I honestly think that
Honestly, my therapy. So I used to be a bartender, and that used to be in that stage of my life, like my therapy. Like I would go to work, and like I was passionate what I did, and I did my thing. But I did this because like I flair bartend and throw bottles, yeah. But when I switched over to tattooing, just I always told myself if I ever could live off my artwork, I would die happy. Little did I know it'd be tattooing because tattooing was never in my like my thing to do, But now that I'm tattooing, it's weird because like I can go 4 days without tattooing, and then by that fourth day, I'm like, dude, I just have to go tattoo. Like I have to do something. Like it's my therapeutic. It just as much as it is for people, it's for me too. And like there'll be times where I'll get done with like a 8-9 hour session. And I'm like, hey, I appreciate you being here. Like not just like, you paying for your tattoo, because it's like to me it's more than just money. I know a lot of people say that, it's like, man, come on, but real though, like I it takes my mind off of so much stuff, and it's just I sit there for hours, just get lost in what I'm doing, and my mind's like everywhere. So there, and then like I'll go quiet, and they're like, "Oh, like my bad. Like I don't mean to I don't mean to not talk to you." I'm like, no, it's cool. I'm here with myself and everything going on. That like I'm just tattooing and doing my own thing, but it's a trip. I thank them like, hey, thank you for coming in. Like this is just as much therapy as it is for you. And they're just like, that's cool. And for them, they start talking about like it could be anything. Like we get on that personal level, and they say things, and I help them out through my personal past and stuff, and I try and do right by them too, not just tattooing, but yeah.
so how did you go from one of the best bartenders here in Utah to tattooing? Because people used to say, "Oh, where's Kova bartending tonight? That's where we're gonna go."
I mean, I don't know. I just, the thing with bartending is just having fun, and until it didn't become fun anymore. And um, around the time I was kind of finding myself like kind of over bartending, like it just became a job rather than like it just doing something fun for like my friends and like meeting new people and stuff like that. But when I became a bartender, my security at the time was like, "Hey man," or tattoo artist. They were like, "Hey man, would you ever think about tattooing?" And I'm like, "Shit, what artist doesn't?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, my wife does it. Paige Nelson, rest in peace. That was my mentor, and they they linked me up with her, and she saw my artwork, and she's like, you'd be amazing at it." And honestly, I showed up to the tattoo shop where she told me to go, and I came in and then she looked at me and she's like, look, this isn't a traditional tattoo apprenticeship. She's like, you're gonna have to show up. I'm not gonna make you. You either show up, do your thing, or like you don't learn anything from it. What you put in is what you get out of it, dude. That stuck with me through everything by her just saying that, and I'm like, bet. You know what I mean? Whenever someone tells you like, well, I'm not gonna push you. It's up to you. It's like, well, that's life. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, so the blame all lies on
yeah.
you.
So it's like you either, take it as far as, and about that too. It's funny because I remember posting. I did a first post and was like, oh, I want a tattoo. I can't wait to be a tattoo artist. I want to tattoo the world. Like all these like shouting out all this stuff. And like I remember one person was like, the world. I'm just good with just being right here in the neighborhood. And I'm like, well, I mean, that's cool for you, but I'm trying to be everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm like, when you think of like tattooing, that's how I want you to think of me, and that's how I was with bartending. It's like, and I have an addictive personality where like, if I'm into it, like I'm 100% like, let's do this shit, And when it comes to that, just like with you and your setup, like the setup's fucking nice, and you want to, like, you're passionate about it because it means something to you. And that's what it feels like to me. It's like, this means something, so I'm going to put everything into it. I think I saved up like a good amount of money of bartending and then bought all my equipment, like badass equipment. And like everybody in the shop was like, yo, what's up? Like, and I remember one artist came up to me. He's all, damn, homie. He's like, he's all, it took me a while to get all my stuff. He's all, that's crazy. You got everything. I'm like, well, I want the best to like progress, I just made that up right now.
So do you have a favorite tattoo to do? Or is it like the more intricate,
that's a good question.
More therapy?
I get this a lot because a lot of people are like, well, like, what do you specialize in? Or like, what do you like to do? And I'm just like, if you look at my work, it's all different. Like I love to be well-rounded. I love to like, you come up to me and you're like, hey, I want this. And it's like, how am I going to look like turning you away to somebody else when it's like, man, I could do that. Like, if not, I'll learn to do it. It's a challenge, dude. And that's the thing. That's the beauty about tattooing. It's always challenging. And it's like, okay, well, you do roses all the time. It's like, well, they're not all the same, but you could tell I did them. You know what I mean? And it's like, my objective is to be better than the last one and keep going, better than the last one, better than the last one. Or what could I do different? Maybe I could add this, or I'll add leaves to it, or I'll do this to it. Like, and that's the thing too, when I start tattooing, I could tell you like, oh, it'd only be like 3 hours, right? But then like in my head, I'm like, oh, this would be badass if I did this. Spend the extra time making sure it's more detailed. Like, you know what I mean? Like crisp up those lines, like shading more. And I want you to be like, I don't want to just do a tattoo and you just people look at it and be like, oh, that's cool. I want people to look at it and be like, yo, hold up. Let me see your arm. You know what I mean? Like when you do that, it's different. You feel special and things. And I have people like tell me, dude, people stop me and like, they're all, dude, I saw your tattoo. Like that makes me feel like, hell yeah. And imagine a client, and that's real, I love that. And I strive for that. I try, but the challenge.
What has been your most challenging tattoo?
Like now it's not that they're challenging to do the tattoo, because when you get to a certain point, not to say I know everything, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying like once you get to a point to where like you found your way into it and you have a way of doing your tattoos, all you can do is just like try to make them better, like better lines, better shading, things like that. But like to me, it's like if it, I always say like if it has lines and it has shading, like I'll figure it out. I'll do it. You know what I mean? But like, it's just technique. It's all about technique and how to do it, and not trying to like blow right through it and make it look like they put in effort for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Type of thing. So a lot of it is just whatever. What's challenging is what they want. So like if people come in and be like, yo, I want to get a fucking bumblebee on top of a crane, and then like, can you have like tulips in the background and be like, yo, yeah, let's run it. I'll figure it out. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Like, but that's the challenge. The challenge is that, like, figuring out how to put the tattoo together. That's I feel like that's more challenging. And then on top of that, you have to think, like, these people won't stay, like, it, like I get tattooed and I'm like antsy. I'm like, hi, dude, is this shit gonna be over with? Like, and things like that. Like, so you have to keep in mind that these people don't have all day. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I'm not trying to like go all slow so that they can like rake out the money. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not trying to. I have one speed, bro. I'm just, you know. But at the same time, like I want to produce great work for affordable work and people to be proud of it, you know. And I want to be proud of it. So at the end of the day, like I'm gonna do my best like that too.
So you said therapy, tattoos are therapy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you encountered the overwhelming emotional stuff afterwards? Like, cause
Like for a person, like a client.
yeah, so your client has that emotional
Dude.
and then you just feel it.
Yeah. One time actually, I was this girl hit me up and she's like, hey, I want to get this memorial tattoos are my favorite to do, dude. I don't like, yeah, but memorial tattoos are my favorite to do. Just because they mean so much to them, and like for me to like really hit on the spot, you know, but what they're trying to get. And then that means everything. I remember this one time, this chick, she asked me, she's like, hey, I want to get a tattoo of my grandma on the stairway to heaven. And I was like, all right, cool. And she's like, yeah, but I want to use her like actual picture. I want it to be her. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, can you send me some pictures? Like, yeah. So she sent me pictures, and then like I grabbed the picture, and I do everything on my iPad Pro. So like I can grab photos and manipulate them how I want to and things like that. So I put her grandma like a silhouette almost, but still had like some, like you could tell like what she's wearing and stuff. But she's like facing up, so she's like about to walk up with her purse, and like I was fucking outlining it, and bro, like the image of her walking up to like how it looked and the whole design, it made me feel like, yo, I got teary eyed, like for real. It made me feel like, yo, like I felt what she's feeling, as if this was my grandma. And it just was like, I sat back and was like, whew, that's rough. And then like in the middle of her tattoo, it had a quote that she, with her handwriting and what she said. And I was like, yo, like she cried, you know? And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, dude, I teared up when I was drawing it up. She's like, really? I go, yeah, like I felt that. But, and then when the actual tattoo came out, it's just, we just kind of like sat back and we're like, yo, I'm really happy you love it, you know? But yeah, I think that was one of my most like memorable tattoos that I've done, like that. That kind of just like was whoa. But
I know when we did mine, it was a long night.
yeah, it was. You know, and it's funny because like that was around the time when I was like in the beginning stages. Yeah, and I was like, all right, cool. And I think about days where like I'm like, dude, like I'm so much faster now, you know, compared to back then and stuff. And like I hope I can get him back in. Like, I hope I can get him back in.
Well, I got to finish the rest of my arm.
Oh yeah. Then, while I do that, I'm gonna hook you up too with the rest of it, and it's been touch up some of that. What years? About 4 years.
Yeah.
About 4 years since I tattooed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have been your challenges as an artist?
Honestly, balancing my life. Like, tattooing is one thing, and then like when you go home, your dad, you know what I mean? Your dad, your like Beyonce and my lady, and you know, you're trying to get home situated, and you know what I mean? Like there's like everything you have to have an even balance, and if you put too much into work, then your home life, you know what I mean, your family goes down. But if you're too much in your family, your business goes down. So it's hard, but at the same time, like I said, those little moments keep you going, you know, and make you balance you out. But once you have that level playing field of like of home life and work, then you have it. You know what I mean? But I'm always struggling to find that balance per se, because I just started my business, so starting your own business, you got to put a lot of love, sacrifice, effort, like everything. I find myself there, like shit, early and late nights, and just trying to grind, for now. But yeah.
Does your fiance have like know when you've had an emotional day? Because I mean, I can only imagine like the amount of tattoos that come up that are because I see them as therapy,
Yeah.
and I'm a believer where let me feel the tattoo because that's like the last thing I'm going to feel about the person that
Yeah.
I'm doing the tattoo for.
Yeah.
Well, the last physical thing, and then once that's done, it's like, well, now I got to cherish that because you can't remember the hugs anymore. You can't
Yeah.
remember the smells anymore.
Like as
So
far
that
as like a
tattoo is,
memorial
like,
tattoo?
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Getting the tattoo in itself, it's the part of the experience. You know what I mean? It's like you already know what you're gonna feel. You're like, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna be nervous, I'm gonna get this tattoo, it's gonna hurt like hell, but I'm gonna do it and it's gonna be awesome,
How do you feel about the numbing creams? Does it?
So
Do you think it takes away from the tattoo experience?
that's a little controversial too, because it's like some artists are like, no numbing cream. It alters the skin, like so it doesn't come out right and things like that. And honestly, like I'll probably get a lot of heat for this, but like, I personally feel like if you're a good artist, like you can make it happen regardless. You know what I mean? And if worse comes to worse and it heals different, then you can always tell the client like, hey, can you come back so I can do little touch-ups and things like that just to kind of like fix it up a little bit. You won't even need like numbing cream because it won't even take very long or anything. But to me, I feel like if you can take something like numbing cream and make you feel like you can stay longer and take it better, then shit, by all means do it up, because the more comfortable you are, the longer you sit and the more I can like do my job. You know what I mean? Because you don't know how many times like people are like stressing like, oh man, like this sucks, and like they're antsy and stuff, and it makes me feel like fuck, dude. I don't want to keep like putting them in pain, But I was like, dude, I gotta finish this though, because I don't want them to walk out with a half done tattoo or like half-ass it. You know what I mean? Like it looks all great, and then once you get to like the other like the top part, it's like not so great. So it's like I would never like do that. But if I did, then I'd be like, yo, I need you back for another session, because and not only that, like I'm always advocate for that, because it's like, why would like people go the whole time and they're fucking struggling. They're like, oh my God, dude, like just finish, bro, just finish. I'm just like why not? Let's just like wrap it up, let it heal, and come back when you're 100%, and we can just knock it out, man. You know what I mean? Without stressing so much and it hurting so much. But then again, you want to leave with the badass tattoo, So it's kind of like preference and or how late it is,
Yeah.
There's times where like I'm balls deep in a tattoo and the client's just like, and it's 3 a.m, and I'm like, and I'm just like, I'm lost in my own thing, like my own world like that. And I'm just like, dude, it's late, and this guy's like, you know what I mean, yawning and shit, and then like eyes all red, bloodshot, and I'm like, yo, you wanna do this tomorrow or like another time? And they're like, yeah, it's late. I'm like, all right.
No, I had to tough it out. I toughed it out.
That time, yeah, because we got done late.
It was 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then I went to work the next day.
God, dude. I remember you telling me, I wasn't sure if you did or not, but I remember you telling me, you're like, I gotta work right now. I'm like, damn, I feel bad.
Well,
I feel bad.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I went to
but
work.
It wasn't your first rodeo.
No. It wasn't that bad. I went to work, and as long as I'm up and moving, I mean,
like active.
I guess the military screwed me up enough to where as long as I'm moving and I don't stop, I'm good.
Yeah. I can see that. Like you staying busy.
Yeah.
But the moment you like sit down and kind of like,
I'm done.
yeah, you're out.
I'm done. Yeah. I'm going to pass out.
You know what's funny about that too is that I see that so much in like when I tattoo. People would always ask me because they start feeling tired, and they're like, do people fall asleep? I'm like, all the time. And they're like, really? How? It hurts. I'm like, honestly, you just kind of zone out and you just kind of relax, and you've been on the go all day, that like as soon as you're there in that chair and you're just kind of like, it's kind of like it's soothing too at times. I know it kind of sounds dumb because it's like a needle going into you, but the vibration, the music, because I have the music going, I have TV going, like movies and stuff. So like it's kind of like plays into the vibe, you know. And music and what you have on really sets the tone for the the tattoo session. Like something funny, and but I have to like, and it go. I think a lot into this too because it's like if I'm tattooing the ribs, I'm not putting on something funny. They're gonna be laughing and you know what I mean. So like I put on something that's relatable to them and that they'd like, maybe, you know, or music, you know. And but yeah, it's funny though about music though, because like music has to be chill. I can't have like upbeat type of music at times because like I always joke about it, but I'm like I told this guy, I was like, dude, I can't listen to too much rap music. And he's like, why not? I go, cause I'll be trying to spend money out of my ass, dude. Like I'll be buying shit I don't need. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like spending money out. I'm like, oh, you see me fucking buying like expensive bottle and something. I'm like, damn, why am I buying it? I don't know, but let's try it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like I'll be doing that or I'll put on like upbeat, like Mexican music, like banda or something. And I'll just be like, damn, man, I feel like drinking now. Like, you know, I feel like, you want to go out? Let's go party after? Like, you know, I'm like,
It's already 3.
it's already 3. Let's go. I know. Yeah, but now it gets like just mood music, you know, that gets you in the mood. And then like just to have a good session and like just chill, you know. But I don't rely on that either because I like to talk to my clients too, you know. Like I don't just shut out and just do my thing, but it's part of it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what are you doing for your mental health? Like, how are you taking care of you? You got emotional damage at work.
Yeah.
You go home and you're kicking to dad mode and fiance mode. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing for your mental health?
You know, it goes back to what I was saying about the little things in your day. Just because I'm moving so much and I'm so busy, like either with a client or trying to, or like getting ready for work or going to work, make sure I eat before I go to work. Cause I'll just go and just like, that's another thing too, is finding time to eat. You know what I mean? Cause it's like, I can sit in a chair for 12 hours and just not think about eating or I can just, like I said, I just get lost in it. So it's really hard to, like, it's not really hard to take care of myself, but it is in a way because it's like I gotta make time for everything, you know. And like time is one of those things where you can't get back, dude. So like you're trying to squeeze so much in a day that like you don't have time to think. That's why like when I get home and I'm like up and I'm laying there, like I can't fall asleep sometimes because like your day's already to that point to where like you're reflecting and now it's just like a TV that won't turn off, you know? So it's like you're just there and then you're thinking about everything. And then you think about, okay, well, that was cool, but what could I do better for like my job, my work, my home life, you know what I mean? Like how could I progress? I feel like that's a guy thing too. Like to like, you always want to find ways to better your day, you know?
Have you thought about like stopping at a certain time? Say, hey, you know what? At 9 o'clock, I got to stop because at 10, I have to be at the gym for an hour.
If I do go to the gym, it'd be in the mornings. Like I would make the effort to get up early to do that. But what sucks is that some days like I'll get home at 3 a.m. and then waking up, it's like, it gets rough, you know? But I mean, everyone does it. And I'm not trying to use that excuse, but it's just being newish to it. You know what I mean? It gets kind of like, but you got to do it. And it's not just so that like I get fit and fit guy, you know, but it's more like it's just to take care of myself, you know, because sitting for so long and then like you know what I mean? It needs it. My body needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like to last very long doing my job too, you know.
One of the things I like to ask people is because I did this and it's helped me out a lot. You got your hormones checked?
My hormones checked? Nah. I should get them checked though.
So I got mine checked and I was sluggish.
Yeah.
I was always tired.
Are you sure you're not pregnant?
Well,
No.
it's gonna be a food.
Are you
baby.
having contractions right now?
It's gonna be a food, baby. No, actually, I started with my buddy Ralph. He was on the first episode, and
I
he's doing
remember
the online,
I seen
doing the
some
online
of it.
training.
Yeah.
So I'm doing online training.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I'm training for a hike we have coming up in May.
Really? That's
It's a
dope.
Silky's hiking.
That's dope.
In San Diego.
No way.
So I'm going out there. Hopefully, I can take my GoPro, do a
Yeah.
couple of interviews.
Yeah. That's dope.
But I gotta be tip top shape
gotta-
because not only am I
train,
going
man.
for
Yeah.
the podcast, but I'm also going as a client
Yeah.
for my buddy who's doing fitness.
Yeah.
So I gotta shred up.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Just the last. You know what I mean? Just the,
Well, I mean, I have my goals that I want to get, but I don't want to die early.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
I want to spoil grandkids,
Yeah.
and then give them back to my kids.
Yep.
That way they understand how fucking spoiled they are.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just legacy itself. You know, you want to leave behind something, you know what I mean? And for your kids and for them to progress too. And I think about that a lot. Like, it's crazy because, like, I think, like, dude, I just need to get to this point to where, like, we're all good. Like, you know what I mean? My kids are good and everything's good to where, like, I just want to build such an empire that, like, everyone's taken care of, you know? And, like, one thing about me is that, like, it's just sacrificing so much, dude. Like sacrificing. And I'm telling myself, like, it's gonna work out, bro. Like, and it's true because it's like the more positive you are, like, the more positive you are, the right moves you make, it'll end up where it's supposed to be. And if it's not, then you take another route. You know what I mean? So I think that's best when you think that way, because if you're always putting that negative out there, then it's like that's manifesting. You know what I mean?
So what do you have coming up for 2024?
So
There's a tattoo thing coming up, isn't there?
Yes, Tattoo Fest, Yuma's first ever tattoo expo convention. It's held by Rolling Old School, a really, really, really dope artist, talented. He's a really, really good friend of mine, and he's putting it on. He's from here, and he wanted to give back to his community by coming back and throwing a badass show. It's a tattoo and car show. Yeah, so he loves cars. He's all about cars, but he's all about tattooing too. And that dude, he's a bad dude, award-winning artist. And he's putting on a show for Yuma. And you know, and everyone I talk to, they're like, "Oh, I've never been to one before," because I do them a lot. So not like right now, but I would do them a lot. And people would ask me about him. I'm just like, well, he's coming, you know, and he's gonna put on a badass show, and everyone be on the lookout for that. March 22nd through the 24th.
Are you gonna be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be tattooing there. So be on the lookout for me in my shop, Sacred Culture Tattoo. That's my shop. But yeah, there's so many great artists that are going, and even people locally. They'll be there and showing what's up, and people from all over. They come there and they show their talent and their artwork and stuff, and it's a good way to network and people to go see what it's like, you know. And I really hope, I really know it's gonna be a good turnout. So yeah, it's badass.
What is your 5-year goal?
My 5-year goal, I want to own multiple shops and create opportunities for young artists to become what I like. I want young artists and artists in general to have a platform for them to do their artwork, but not just to like put them in a shop and like throw them to the wolves type of thing. It's kind of like I want them to learn and grow like an apprenticeship, but at the same time, like once they get to that point, like still help out, you know, just because like I feel like the culture and everything's it's kind of like the culture and the industry and stuff, it's growing so fast, you know, and a lot of people don't know how to ask or don't know how to be a part of it, but they're are they're just trying to break into the industry, you know. And I want to create a platform for them to come in and be a part of something that that I believe in, you know. So,
Do you wish that you would have started early?
oh man, yeah, I do. I remember I get asked that a lot, and because I'm older, I'm 37 now, so like I started when I was 30. So when I first started, they kept telling me, "Damn man, you're getting into the industry kind of late," and I'm all late. I'm 30, and they're like, "Well, I mean, the more years you put in, the better you are," you know. And I'm like, "Fuck, you're right." But then I'm like, "Fuck that." So I just like hit the ground running, spend every like almost live, eat, breathe tattooing and like finding out like how it is and things like that, to where like I'm trying to make up for all the years that I couldn't do it. I feel that like I do and I don't, because I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. But at the same time, like shit, hell yeah, it would have been great if I was doing this shit at 19. You know what I mean? I know guys that have been doing this at 19 and they're great. So it's like, imagine if I did. That's why like when like kids, I see like 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, they're like wanting to get into it. I'm like, dude, if you get into it now, you're gonna be a badass, you know? Well, I mean, that too, I mean, that's only one side of the coin, because it's like you can get into it and just have a shit like mentor, or like not really do anything with it, you know? But if you grind and you put your mind to it and just keep striving and talking to people, networking, like doing the steps you do, shit, you'd be the best dude out there. So,
How much does actual being able to draw have to do with it nowadays? Being that we have stencils and
if I got in an argument one time with someone about like they're like, oh well, do you have to know how to draw? And my thing at first was like, nah, dude, anybody can do it. Like if you don't have creativity and things like that, you can still do it and like still be great at it. You know what I mean? Like my thing was like, you don't a brain surgeon doesn't get up and like, I'm a talented brain surgeon. Like they had to practice to become one, you know. They had to go to school for that and stuff. And I feel like it's the same concept with anything. You have to do your homework, put in the work and shit. And but this guy was like, oh well, you're just talented, that's why it's like that. I'm like, okay, well, help, but it doesn't discredit the amount of like work I put in, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, it reminds me of when like bodybuilders, you know how like they're so huge, and then like you're just like, oh, that dude's on steroids. But it's like, nah, dude, that dude like lives shit, eats, sleeps, breathes like bodybuilding. There, you know what I mean? Like steroids only gets you so far, but when you put in that work, dude, and I think that's like why they would get offended of that, you know. And I feel like the same, because it's like, dude, you're not there when I'm pulling a 9-hour shift and I forgot to eat. You know what I mean? It's 3 in the morning and I'm exhausted. I haven't eaten yet. Like I like I missed the opportunity to go home and like say goodnight to my kids or something. You know, it's just it's sacrifices like that like that I think about, and it's like, well, damn, dude. You know what I mean? But yeah,
all right. So another question I'd love to ask:
yeah.
what is your conspiracy theory?
For what?
Whatever you got.
For any conspiracy theory?
Yeah. What is yours? Everyone has one. If you don't have one, then I'm not going to trust you. I'm probably not going to.
I have a lot of shit. You know, it's
again.
funny. It's funny because like, you know how when you're up late and then there's like a billion like, did you know? Or like things like that, and I'm all into them, dude. I'm like, yo, that makes sense. You know what I mean? But like, I'm like a backseat driver type of like spirit conspiracy theorist. Like I'm just kind of I listen a lot. I'm like, damn, that sounds true. That sounds true. And like my thing is the bunkers right now. Everybody getting bunkers, like Rick Ross, like fucking all them. You know what I mean? And it's like, and then that movie that just came out. The one where the family, Julia Roberts is in it, where they take a trip to like they take a trip and they stay at this place, and then eventually like they knock out like the like Wi-Fi and all that shit, so like your phones don't work, and then like Tesla, like the Teslas, the what is it? The fuck, what movie is that? I can't think of the movie, but it's a pretty crazy movie, dude. Like I'll look through my phone and see what it is, but it's a pretty trippy movie, dude. It's pretty much saying like cyber attack, like a cyber attack, and then like surviving that, and then they're making it so like people kind of like take out their own selves, like take out everyone around them and stuff, just to kind of.
Oh, it's almost like the Kingsman. There's a part
Yeah.
in Kingsman where they put something in your cell phones and made people kill
It's
each other.
similar to that, but it's more like it's so like
More dramatic.
realistic, dude. Like that shit can really happen, and it's like, oh, why are you coming out with this shit so last minute? You know what I mean? Like, why is this shit so like?
I mean, if you think about it, we had Contagion, and then we had that other thing that lasted for a few years. I mean, and it was kind of like almost identical. Just watch Contagion and you'll understand.
Well, and then it's election year too, so like stupid shit happens election year. So it's like, dude, can't you just do your guys' thing? And can't we just do this and then get it over with? And you know what I mean? But
I got a lot of friends that smoke weed and get real high, and I like to say shit like.
I bet you have a lot of.
I have my the stuff that I've listened to is crazy. Like I found out this week that there was a study done at I don't want to say Harvard. It was a different school at another college to where they created fossils that were identical to actual fossils.
So like cloning.
I don't want to say cloning, but they created it. And then in the video, the guy was showing like fish eating fish.
Wow.
And like how fast that had to happen, like to get a fish because like when a fish dies in the water, like does it sink or does it float?
Sinks.
Most fish float.
Really?
And if they do sink, then the crabs eat them. So you're going to sit there and say, oh, well, a fish sank to the bottom and was there so long that it became petrified and nothing ate it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's just the way that people are putting stuff together. But I was like, man, hold on, time out. Hold on.
Yeah. That's some trippy shit.
And then the Latin translation for dinosaur is angry lizard. How the fuck you know that motherfucker was angry if we weren't alive to fucking witness them?
Yeah, that's true.
And then you have all the mountains that look like people. They're saying they're giants. And then
that's been popping up a lot lately too. They've been like capturing people like on like mountains and shit. That's a trip. Do you believe that?
And giants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do too.
The Nephilim. They're in the Bible.
Yeah. I got.
So you're gonna sit there and say everything in the Bible
Yeah.
is true except for this part.
Yeah. There was a guy like explaining everything from like ground up, and I'm just there like reading this, or I'm just there like listening to him like, dude, how does nobody know? You know, like how does nobody know about this? Like, I'm gonna share this to everybody. But now like, and there's so much shit out there that like, it's hard to know what to believe and what not to believe, you know. But when there's so much facts that like, you're like, damn man, like that could be it right there, you know. But then you have other people like, nah, because this is that, and you're just like, all right, well, it's kind of like, I relate it to like the gym. It's like when you go in the gym and you're doing something, there's like at least maybe like 20 people in there looking at you like you're doing it wrong. But then everybody's like, nah, he's doing it right, dude. I don't know what. No, you got to do it like this. But do this more. But do that more. And it's like, bro, like, you know what I mean? It's like everyone's a trainer. And they're like, nah, like this, man. You're doing it wrong. Do it more like this. That's not how you do it. And then they go at it. And it's like, yo, I just want to work out. You know what I mean? Like, here's like, I just want to work out. Like, but yeah, I feel like it's a lot like that with the conspiracy theories and stuff.
I don't know, man. I've heard... I think there's a lot of stuff that we don't know that makes a lot of sense, but doesn't make sense because it's more rational than the truth. Like,
do you think it's just the type of person you are, like in the way you believe?
Like the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Like there's some Mandela effects that I see as like, wait a minute.
That can't be.
That was the other way around. I remember that vividly. And how can you and I never talked about this before, and then we both remember the exact same thing or have the exact same lyrics for a song.
the Sinbad.
I saw the fucking movie.
I saw it too. You cannot sit there and tell me that movie never exists. I fucking saw it.
Yeah.
And I know I saw it because he was one of my, like, not favorite actors, but he was a really good actor that I liked watching. First Kid, when he was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that was a dope movie back then. Like, but I
But
seen it
if
and
you
I'm
watch
like,
the movie right now, you'll be like, what the fuck was this?
Yeah,
If you want to watch a good movie
yeah.
from back then, watch Hear No Evil, See No Evil. Or The Toy. Like
I've seen
my
those.
oldest is now 17, and a couple years ago, he was like, I want to watch a funny movie.
Yeah.
And I put on The Toy.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't want to watch this. I was like, dude, just watch it.
Is that the
and
one?
he got to experience actual comedy
Yeah.
without censorship. And he was like, this is amazing. This is amazing.
You know, it's funny because like my lady, they didn't really like watch a lot of movies, you know, back then. So whenever like I'm like, oh, let's just watch this. Have you seen it? And they're like, nah. I'm like, what do you mean no? Like the other day I asked her, you ever see Back to the Future? She's like, no, we didn't watch it. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you know, but I'm like,
uncultured
yeah, so I'm
swine.
like, all right, that's cool. Like, well then it's more shit for us to watch again, you know? So I love watching older movies and like me growing up and stuff. So, you know, I'm an 80s baby, so like I love watching old movies and then I always get the reaction like, that's an old movie. I'm like, yeah, it's a badass movie. What do you mean? Like,
well, I mean, hold on. I used to love American Ninja.
Yeah.
I can't watch it no more. I went back and watched it. I was like,
oh man, yeah.
That's what I was trying to do in the backyard.
There's a lot of movies that are, you know what? You know, another thing too is when you watch a movie from back then, but you don't catch the stuff that they're talking about
The
until
little innuendos.
Yeah, the innuendos, the conversations they were having, the meanings of everything that they're saying. There's so many movies that I've seen, like, and I'm like, damn, man, I never realized they talked about that or said that. That's crazy. And you're just like finding out new things, and you're like, well, because when you're younger, it's just kind of like, oh, it's a dope movie, action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, damn, I didn't know they talked about that. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I just always think about that, like in older movies and shit. But
So besides the expo, you got anything else coming up? Or any specials coming up that people need to be looking out for?
So what I want to do is more about like, I want to do a lot more specials, a lot more giving back. You know what I mean? And just creating more affordable tattoos and making sure that, like, you know, I could push my artwork out there, you know, and just with a little bit of everything, you know, and but dude, this drink got me got me a little loose, sips. Man. Yeah, it's all it took. It's good shit. I'm just like, but yeah, I think where I want to be with with my work and stuff is I want to just give back a lot more, and I want to create my own squad, dude. Right now it's just me, and I want to put more people in there, and more artists, more apprenticeships and stuff, and get my business up and going. Right now, I mean, I've only been in it like about 2 years or so, and it goes by fast, dude, so fast, and I'm still in the beginning stage of it, but I'm slowly building, and people are, dude, like, I'd be nowhere without my support. You know what I mean? My support of my family, my kids, my friends, the people, my clients. You know what I mean? They're so dope to just stick with me. You know what I mean? And even if they don't, like I don't mind. You know, just whenever you're ready. You know, but it's just like without everything like that, it's getting me where I need to be. You know, so I want to give back and do things like that. And actually, I want to do a thing with kids where like I have like an art night where like I'll have them, like I'll do a whole setup, and they'll just come over, and then I teach them how to like paint or something, or like draw or something like that, and just come up with ideas and stuff, you know, like that. But yeah, definitely gonna have more sales, more specials and stuff. Yeah, but that's where I'm at right now.
All right. Well, guys, that's it for today. Remember, if you or someone you know needs help, 988 is the number. It's the crisis hotline. Family's big. Make sure we take care of each other. You don't need to be related to be family. I love you all.